Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another video. I already made a video talking about Shaddoll being incorporated into the Chimera strategy and how it can be a potential good fit for the metagame. This is an experimental build that I've been trying out. I'm not going to quote unquote leak the goo just yet. I think this is going to be like a fun experiment with all of you people watching. The purpose of this video is to show you that a lot of people always like overlook and fear like potential matchups and scenarios that happen in the metagame, and they don't think like very thoroughly what can happen with a deck and if a strategy can perform well under like an environment that seems almost unwinnable. What do I mean by that? If we talk about a deck like Chimera with a deck like Shaddoll, a deck like Tearlament, the first thing that people are going to pop into their heads is you're always going to lose to a Rise Heart, or you're always going to lose to the Dimension Shifter, or you're always going to lose to Floodgates or X card that like beats X deck. That deck is too weak for the format. And this the purpose of this replay is to show you that the cards that you have as part of your engine can be really good even under an almost unwinnable environment. So I'm going to fast forward this duel. We're going second against Kashtira. He activates Unicorn. We activate Halfness. We whiff. We don't mill anything. The Unicorn is going to resolve. So the Unicorn grabs Birth. And then the Birth pretty much is the Unicorn resolves and they banish our Guardian Chimera. After that, they summon Fenrir with Theosis into the Scareclaw. He summons the Rise Heart. He makes Shangri-Ira. He already knows what deck we're on, so it's pretty much safe for him to do all of these stuff. We lose more Chimera cards. The Chimera engine is almost non-existent at this point. He does Planet. He pops the Halfness. I think this was a misplay on his end. I think what he should have done is wait for a Rise Heart before doing this. And that's going to bite him in the ass. You'll see in a second why. So that's going to make Mud Dragon. But yeah, he makes the Rise Heart. He activates the Birth and he passes. Now he's going to do Shangri-Ira. And the Shangri-Ira is going to summon the Fenrir. Okay, so you see the thrust in my hand. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to win because Thrust is going to grab us a non-engine card that can deal with the Kashtira board. What if I told you that the Thrust is going to grab us a Shaddoll card, and the Shaddoll card is going to win us this scenario? I guess we have to look. So main phase, Thrust into grabbing the Shaddoll Fusion, and now we're going to Mud Dragon, calling ourselves Dark. And if you saw the last video, the one that I did, I talked about how Shaddoll Fusion is really strong going second. Like, this card is just as powerful as Branded Fusion, and you're going to see it right here. So now with Fuse, we're sending Wendy and Hedgehog. And we're going to make Apkalone. So he's mandatory, he's chaining 1. We're going to be Apkaloning. We're chaining 2. We still don't have 3 cards in our graveyard, so he still doesn't have the banishes for Birth. So the Apkalone is going to negate the Arise Heart, and now the Arise Heart is frozen. Take note, this is a permanent negate. So for this entire turn, not only for this entire turn, but for the turns next to it, this Arise Heart is now gone, at least the banishing effect, and now we can play with our engine a lot more swifter. So now we're going to activate Perloreno into Sharon activate Dumpagido, that mills us, we mill 3, we mill Cartesia, doesn't matter, we mill Chimera Fusion, doesn't matter, our Chimera engine is pretty much dead. Now we have Dragon. Dragon is going to pop the Birth. we're going to run over the Fenrir. We're at 3k attack. Now main phase 2, we're going to summon Gazelle. We don't have Guardian Chimera because he sniped it with the Unicorn, but that doesn't mean that it cannot be used. We go through this, we go through this. We grab Cordal, we grab Shaddoll Fusion, we dumped, and now this is what's gonna happen. We're going to Incarnation, and with Incarnation, we're going to grab back Abkaloon. And now what's gonna happen is the Abkaloon will summon. The Abkaloon is going to negate the Pressure Planet. My opponent is trying to banish the Incarnation, and I cannot tell him that the Arise Heart is not is permanently negated. He activates Shangri-La. We chain. So now here we chain El Shaddoll Fusion, and now we chain Mud Dragon of the Swamp. And the Mud Dragon is going to call Dark again, and you'll understand in a second why we're doing this. So now what's gonna happen is the planet's already negated, but now our Winda is online, and the Winda arrived before the Unicorn. So now this Unicorn is stuck, and he cannot do any more special summons. Adding to that, we're under Mud Dragon, so stuff like Imperm is not going to work anymore. And to make matters worse, we fused with Sharon. So the Sharon is going to trigger. We're going to put those two back. We're going to summon Dragos Tapelia. We're going to add Wendy. And the Wendy is going to trigger. The Pearl Rhino is going to trigger. We pop the Arise Heart. I told him the Unicorn was already summoned in defense. He normal summons the Fenrir. We let that resolve. Actually, no, we Dragos Tapelia. He Unicorns, looks at our extra deck, doesn't matter. He grabs Theosis. He changed Shangri-La to attack position. And he's attacking with Fenrir, thinking that he has more attack. However, two things to note. One, the planet is negated. It was negated by Abkaloon. Second, the Winda is 2700 attack because of Pearl Rhino. And this is what I was talking about. Like Winda, is really strong when everything resolves. I'm not gonna show the rest of the match, and I'm not gonna show the deck. I just wanted to show you that little duel because I just kind of wanted to prove a point that these cards are way better than people give it credit for. And if you're smart with your deck building and you're good with establishing a deck like this one, you can pretty much win almost any duel. I guess this is also good reward for player knowledge and player insight. One of the reasons Kashtira is not doing so well at top tier events as of right now is because we already know that there are a lot more counters to it, but it's not just countering the deck, it's knowing what the deck does. If you play against the deck a particular amount of times, you notice that there is a particular pattern with them, and then you just start playing optimally for whatever they are establishing. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you found this informative. I hope you found this to your understanding. And as always, keep practicing and keep dueling.